Can I get a moment of your time? Alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, to your favorite tunes, straight out the trunk. They got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight out the trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight out the trunk. 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 Straight out the trunk.
What it do, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Bank at the name, Straight Out Trunk Radio. Got another dope ass interview with a dope ass artist / producer / songwriter, you dig? Hold on. I don't know who y'all know we got in the house tonight. This person's multi-talented, you dig? He can sing, rap, English, Spanish, songwrite, produce. He produced, songwrite, so your favorite artists, your new artists, your old artists, OGs, new OGs, your YNs. I'm just saying, you feel me? We got Zaro Vega in the motherfucking house. What it do, sir?
Shoot, man, thanks for having me, man. Straight up. That was epic intro.
Appreciate it. No, we just took a shot at this Trader Joe's tequila too, you feel me? So that shit's really hitting my chest real quick, I ain't ate really all day too, so yeah.
I just realized that I'm slowly sinking into my chest.
yeah. Hey, but it's Straight Out Trunk Radio. Make sure you follow us, SODTR_. Make sure you follow me personally, Bankhead _ the name. We got Zaro Vega in the motherfucking house. Singer, songwriter, producer. Party Next Door, Jaleel. Many more. He got over millions of streams just in 2024. I think I just seen a IG story today. It said you had a plaque in, I think, your manager's office or something that was like 63 million streams or something.
Yeah, up to date, we're at 63 million right now.
Like overall of everything.
Overall, yeah.
I seen on your Spotify or in your credits, it's like 193 credits. Like, what's credits? Can you talk about that? I was learning, like is that every song that you have been a part of?
Yeah, basically, I would say is. Out of every song I've been a part of, so not just production, but for the most part it's been production. And some songs, I'll be just doing top line on, sometimes just songwriting, and also anything just being on the artist on the song and mixing, just all the above, really.
All right, that's dope though, because I'm trying to learn, like, so 193 your credits is on somebody else's song or your product or your talent, basically, from songwriting to producing or even just or the artistry.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. And we about to go crazy this year too.
That was just last year.
That was 193. No, that was from the past 8 years, I believe.
Oh wow!
Yeah, from the past 8 years.
So you've been working, you've been putting in that work.
Yeah,
laying
out that foundation. Yep.
I love that. All right, you are a Guatemalan American artist, producer, songwriter. Not born and raised in Guatemala or born in the United States?
Born in the United States, born in LA, and then bloodline from Guatemala. Yep.
All right, what part of LA you from?
Hollywood. Born in
Hollywood.
Born in Hollywood, then at 8 years old moved to South Dakota. So I have a twist of Midwest.
That's different. That's hella different. Like how long did you stay in South Dakota?
South Dakota, that journey went from 8 years old to 20, so about 12 years. Yeah.
Damn.
And then I went back a couple times in my 20s, but for the most part, since I've been back, I've just been here since I've been back. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's 12 years in South Dakota. That's middle school and your high school days, and so, like, you could say some college if you do college and shit like that, but those are very pivotal times in your life, like, I can't ask you, like, yo, what high school did you go to? 'Cause I ain't gonna fucking know, but that's dope though. How did you South Dakota? When you think of South Dakota, nobody's thinking of music.
Right.
Nobody's even thinking like, is my music even getting played in South Dakota? So what was like your introduction to music? Like then, like how did you even find music in South Dakota? Did they have hip hop radio stations?
Shoot, I think that when I think about it now, to me it was like a commercial thing in music. So like back then there was like Eminem, Black Eyed Peas, so whatever was playing on commercial radio, that's what was playing out there. But my introduction to this whole thing was middle school, 6th grade, lunchroom, and then after school programs with the break dancers.
Oh, real shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I started as a break dancer, and like I started learning from the group who was 2 years older, and then from there like slowly transitioned into the older guys was transitioning into like choreography. So then, okay, choreography, like hitting things on beat. So the natural body movement is what really led to like, I want to know how to make this music that's making me move right now,
So
that's
you're
really
a
what it
dancer
was.
too.
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit? That's fine. All right.
Yeah. But,
All right. So dancing guy, basically you got your love for music. Like so, you got to listen to other new shit versus the commercial shit.
Yep.
Like other kids was able to put it on. Like what was you listening to? Like what was you dancing to versus the commercial?
I would say Sean Paul. He was commercial at the time, but it was the Sean Paul dancehall music, and then like those other dancehall inspired vibes by like even Black Eyed Peas at the time, like Hey Mama, and that was like Ella Funk era, like 2001, 2003 era. Like that was really like the time and space when I was around 10, 11 when I got into dance, and then the music, just the boom, 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 just that rhythm is what really drove me. And then dancehall, reggaeton, like Latin music, those a lot of those music's hybrid from and then they come from each other, like so. It's really been driven by rhythmic music. Yeah.
Did your family grow up on like the Caribbean music, the Latin music?
Definitely the Latin music, like Celia Cruz and like for sure. Yeah.
Who had that playlist? I always ask this is your first time on Straight Out Drunk Radio. I always ask my guests this the first time. Who had a better playlist? Your mom, pops, or like grandparents?
That's a tough one because if I'm being honest, I have a hard time even gathering who was playing the music right now.
Okay.
Right now, something's telling me my dad. I was just with him a couple of weeks ago, and him naturally just singing out of spirit. Like he would start singing some stuff. I'm like, okay, he got some soul. He got some soul. Because I always question like where, the dance stuff or the music stuff, any art stuff comes from. Just because my parents they come from like more hardworking physical labor type of things. So that's like a whole nother thing. Like
Get up and hustle. Go get that shit.
For sure, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Sick or not, hurt or not, get up and go. No excuses. So I understand that. Mm-hmm. All right, so South Dakota, like, how old are you, real quick?
33.
33. All right, so when you growing up in that time, so I'm 34. 34, yeah, 34. So basically, in that time, growing up, there wasn't so much music accessible how it is now. Right. And you're in South Dakota. Mm-hmm. Like how did like you find like programs? Did they have like after school programs where they taught you music production, or even music like note taking, like reading music? Like how did that even like come about? Because production, rapping, singing, songwriting. Like, I feel like songwriting could be a natural gift in a way, Like, I don't think you can get taught that unless you go, like, you're a real English major type shit or something, But I feel like how did that even, like, happen, Because you're in South Dakota. When I think of South Dakota, I think of snow and boredom and, like, a 500-person town and everybody knows everybody's business.
Yeah, you're
like,
not far off. You're not far off, but... Man, it's crazy because sometimes I like question a lot of stuff. Right now I'm going through a phase of like looking back a lot and just kind of like reflecting on like, dang, like if I didn't meet that one person, like that would have directed things a whole different way. So it was like, when I pinpoint back now, I was like, wow, like, even the decision to go in South Dakota, going to, getting introduced to dance in middle school and then like becoming friends with people over time and then seeing like there's people in high school who do music and then getting invited to like the home studio and seeing what it was, and like what intrigued me, to be honest, was like looking at the screen, looking at the recording process and all that. It looked like some scientific, scientific shit. So like when I really looked at it, that's what really inspired me. I was like, wow, I want to know how to do that. Like what is it that they're listening to? Because Bash Wise, homie, shout out with him. Shout out to Bash Wise. Got a music coming up with him, and he's really like the one who put me onto a lot of stuff. Him and the group at the time, 605, was they had a rap group in the city, and like a couple of the members were from the high school I was at. And when I got introduced to the whole visual of what it looked like, I was like, I don't know how to do that. So I went through the process of just like recording artists first. So I went through the recording engineer, and then when I turned 18, like coming out of high school, is when I really was like, you know what, I really want to learn how to make beats, because inspired by like Dr. Dre, Timbaland, the Neptunes, all that.
Okay.
How is it that they're doing the sounds? I went through like a few months process of like asking people. Like at the time, maybe I just was not aware of like to go Google it, but going to Guitar Center asking like, hey, I want to learn how to make a beat. Like when they do this, like what's going on? Like where's the music going? Like I was confused on the process. Like they're making a beat, but like how does that become like a song? So the step-by-step process, and it's just been a journey since, like from 19 to now 33, 14 year journey. Yeah.
So 19 is when you start producing.
When I started making beats, yeah.
Start making beats. Mm-hmm. At what age? What made you come back to LA?
The music.
Music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would say I intuitively knew since teenage years I wanted to come back to LA. I don't know what for, but I think in the guidance of choosing, turning 18, turning 19, being like, you know what, I want to do music. I want to see how it goes. I always had like faith. I always like believed in myself and in my decision making of and where that might lead to. And then even now, again, the phase that I'm at right now, just looking back, I'm like, wow, like a lot of those decisions like were very intuitive. Like again, that could have been a 5-second window where I wouldn't have met this person or like this person, and that situation wouldn't have unfolded this way. So it's just it's been an unfolding. That's what it feels like. It's just been like this blossoming, abundant thing, because a lot of great relationships along the way.
Always, yeah. You gotta keep those connections. That's very big when you, especially move somewhere. You gotta build those connections. Absolutely. And keep those connections, and make sure they're the right ones too. But you're gonna find those bad connections to get to the good ones as well.
Yeah,
that's just life.
Part of the process.
So when you left South Dakota, you left family behind and came out by solo dolo.
No, so I do have family out here in LA and scattered aunts and uncles in different spots. So when I did move back, the first year I was with my uncle in Inglewood. And stay out of Inglewood is where I was having my first connections, because what really brought me though is I had opened up. Are you familiar with SoundClick?
The beats?
Yeah.
I know a lot of artists have to try to get beats from there, yeah.
Yeah, so SoundClick at the time, that was like 2010, 2011. It was like it was at a peak. And that's really when I started uploading beats. And looking back, it was a consistency. I was uploading every single day for a good 2 years straight. And within those 2 years is what got me like my income to be like, you know what, I can move back. I can move in with the family for a little bit, but I can really like move to LA and just be on like my own terms, So like that's really SoundClick was the opening tool that connected me to so many people, because people emailing me for like beats and stuff. A lot of people are in LA, certain labels or A&Rs or artists, and then the first artist that I worked with in LA like came from Atlanta, linked up, and still to this day, like I was just with him this morning, like and that journey just with him alone has led to so many different things. But SoundClick is what really set the foundation to have like a platform to even be able to showcase some music. I didn't know where it would go. Something told me to just be consistent with it, and then things just unfolded for me to get back to LA. And then slowly you go to the first studio session, you meet a person, and it just ripples off from there.
Yep, that's how it is. Plant that seed, and that's what it was. SoundClick was your seed, and once that seed starts spreading and branches start blossoming, that should just wildfire out. Not wildfire, but blossom the fuck out, and bloom to a big old tree. That's hella dope. That's hella dope. I like that story right there. But SoundClick, did you make original beat? I know you probably made original beats, but did you also do like type beats, or did you do like type beats like type beats are?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I missed that era low key because I was just uploading, and I remember like from the beginning of when I started making beats, it was like, all right, whatever beat I make, gotta give it like some name, I'll upload it, and that was it. It was never like, this sounds like this artist, like, potentially listen to it. I think type beats, it felt like that era was, I don't know, between like 2012, 2020, really like going into like COVID years. But I missed that wave, so I blossomed in SoundClick, but I didn't blossom on YouTube at the time. And YouTube was like the killer for like that type beats, everybody was looking. So yeah, I missed that wave because I did try to jump on that wave a few years after like COVID, and it was just like, nah, it was like overly saturated. And every decision has always guided me into like into the next step, next step forward.
All right, so when you start getting your money and shit like that from SoundClick and start, making these connections, when was Zaro Vega's like in your eyes, your first big break? Like, whew, yes.
Wow. It's hard to say, looking back, and when it comes to like numbers and notoriety, I would say the Party Next Door record from 2020 from the Party Mobile album. But I had I almost feel like I also missed that feeling. Like, it felt like, I'm sure a lot of people relate to the feeling of like feeling late to your journey in a way, So that album was released March 27th, 2020. That was like when COVID got announced.
Yeah. That month.
So I remember when it got released, it was very like the whole world was sick, the whole world was shut down. So
nobody cared about music.
Right. Shit got real, like the world got real. So like I got the placement, the song release, and I'm like, okay, wow, a major record finally came out, but it didn't feel like I got to fully
experience what
that feeling
working on a big artist and big project, because did they even have a listening party for it, or was it a virtual one?
I'm guessing it must have been virtual. I don't even remember.
Because shit like that, because Party Next Door is a big time motherfucking artist, so to have that type of record, and during the COVID years, like 2020 March, that was the year everybody was like, what the fuck to do? What's happening? Like, the world shutting down? What's going on? And I know I was the last person like, yo, who new music on Friday? Who releasing? You feel me? Like, I didn't care to nothing like that. So, and as an artist, and like I know that had to feel like a fucked up feeling though too, because like this could be like it's like your biggest shit that you ever did, but it seemed like it don't matter to the world because
that's literally exactly what it felt like, but like not in the sense of like, I didn't necessarily care that the rest of the world mattered, but like the internal feeling, like I just wanted to feel something, But like I was also getting sick around the time, so it's like it was kind of like just a weird timing, because like it didn't feel like I got to live up the full emotion of what that may feel like, But yeah, man, it's been a journey. I would say. Because I would say 2016, 2017 was like the peak of where I really felt I was diving into my like craft of like, all right, I'm really trying to do this and figure out how to like progress with the sound, with the mixing too. That's a whole nother thing. I didn't know I was gonna be doing the mixing. Like I stepped into this to make beats and like make cool bounces, but along the journey I had to like step into these different roles, but it's been great.
As you, I think that's the thing right there. Is a stepping stone. Making the beats is the stepping stone. Or planting the seed, like we was talking about. Then after all that, all these other branches is going to form these other roots. And the roots is basically songwriting or mixing and mastering, learning to do that shit. So you just building your garden.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You feel me? So just to get your flowers and shit. That's what I just came up with that. Oh shit! You feel me? yeah. I fucks with that. Yeah. But yeah, no, that song right now with Party Next Door. Yeah, when I heard that shit, I was like, oh, this is. I'm about to replay this. This is my shit now. You feel me? This is a vibe. So yeah. You got Jaleel. Does Jaleel act like Jaleel how he is on social media with the backflips and the motherfucking like Jaleel, yeah, like that shit to me is hilarious. But it's like that's him though. I feel like that's the character of Jaleel.
Man, Jaleel, man, a lot of love for Jaleel.
No, he hard. Yeah, he hard. He has high energy, doing backflips off of high rises and shit, crazy shit.
I would say the reason why I really fuck with Jaleel, he's very present, you know. And his energy feels like just it matches with tranquility. That's what I would say. He's very peaceful. So I would say complete opposite of like what is seen on media.
Real shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
damn.
very, he's very tapped in, and then that's something I could tell. I feel like he's a person who's mastered the alchemy of energy because he knows how to conserve that energy, and when it's time to release, he's like explosive with it, and that's with the vocals, with the entertainment, with the flips and all that,
I totally agree with you. Just I ain't no homo pause right now. Just the way he looks, his physique. You feel me? He's disciplined. He look like he meditated. He eat right. He put nutrients in his body and he put the right shit in it so his mind can be focused. No, I ain't glazing a nigga nothing like that. I'm just saying, you feel me? That's what he looks like. So I totally agree with you. You feel me? If I had the body of Jaleel, I'd be like that too. You dig? I'm just saying, but no homo, no pause. You feel me? No glazing. Just let y'all know. Shout out to Jaleel. Yeah. Real shit. I fucks with that, man.
We got some music coming up soon.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's in the next couple of weeks, I believe.
June
6th.
Oh, shit.
Next week.
Okay.
Time moves fast.
Oh, yeah, but we already about to be in June next week, on Saturday. What's your thoughts on buying and leasing beats?
Buying and leasing beats. Well, I would say my perspective has definitely changed dramatically since the beginning of the journey. But I think as far as leasing beats, I think it's great for artists who are just trying to understand their entryway into the artistry, because some people they need to just to get like a good 6 months of experience to really see if that's what they're trying to do, or longer, But I would say now though, just when you really know this is what you're trying to do, like I would say ownership is a huge part of it right now. And then when there's multiple artists and like more collaborations involved, like the communication is important. So like ownership for sure now, but as long as everything is communicated or sorted out in agreements, written agreements, I would say ownership for sure.
You saying ownership, so basically you saying you're not making a beat or sending out no beats until that paperwork is right.
Right. Yeah. You had
bad experiences with that before? Like how did you get into the more professional side of music production with the splits, the sheets, the contracts, the written agreements?
Yeah, I would say it really came from the frame of like understanding that what I'm building is a catalog to be monetized, music business, I had to understand that too. It was a learning experience. I stepped into make beats. I didn't realize I was stepping into the music business, the music industry. And the music industry and the music business is like two different things too. And like the music, another whole third part too. So there's a whole learning experience.
Hey, you just put something on. That's something new right there. You just said music business, music industry, then the music. Those are three different things. Like people usually say you gotta know the music and the music business, but also you gotta know the music industry. Can you explain like the music industry?
Music industry, I would say that's more like the political side of things, Sometimes things don't go through because there's politics involved, So that's a real thing. And music business to me is more so like having your foundation, your actual business written down on paper. So like when it's time to receive your credits and royalties, everything's registered properly and all that. Music industry is like that's like the network, like who can you exchange, like if he does a feature for you, can you do a feature for them type of thing, exchanging record for record, and So that's a whole art in itself as well, just like the music business, and then just like the creation of the music. So I I would say I've definitely seen it like in three pockets for the past few years.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Yeah. We are in the 2025 and technology is only advancing and AI is only getting more smarter by the day. Basically, they saying, what's your thoughts on producers producing beats using AI?
Producers using beats like using AI or making beats using AI?
Yeah, making beats using AI.
Yeah.
There's an artist named Nick Hustles. He's an AI he a person, but he's AI made. Mm-hmm. Like from the beats and from the vocals, it's all AI, mm-hmm. and it's very soulful and dope and shit. Then the homie Mike Free on his recent project Al Dente, he used AI for one of his tracks.
Okay.
And I was like, and it was a very hard track. And yeah. So what's your thoughts on that? Producers incorporating AI in their production.
Yeah. I would say it's a great tool. More than anything. Would I do it?
Have you tried? Have you experimented?
Have I tried? I have experimented. There's nothing I have used yet, but just getting familiar with the tool itself. To be honest, I'm not against it because at the end of the day, it's really like it's gonna come down to sound choices and the execution of the record. Is it a song? Does it have a melody? So I think that still has a big play in the whole thing. But I would say, it just depends on everybody's intention. Because, if that artist is is making a living off of it, milk it out for what it is. Because it's now, 5 years from now, we might get burnt out from the AI stuff. The AI stuff might be sounding all the same,
Facts.
The AI don't got the spirit,
That's hilarious. I love that. 5 years from now, where do you see yourself as producer, artist, songwriter?
Producer, yeah.
Which one do you want to see blossom the farthest?
Well, I would say, I think as time goes by, there's going to be more hybrid of creatives because I am a producer. 5 years from now, though, I'll be looked at as an artist. Yeah. So I would say I see myself in the top 100 of music creators in the world, in the commercial space for sure. I have many goals and plans and things in motion now where it's all right, we're connecting the pieces, to make it happen.
Yeah. All right, we're going to hear some of your music at the World Cup out here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely, most definitely. That'll
be lit. That'll be fucking lit.
We're going to figure that out.
Got to. We into 2025. We are in the second quarter. What are we promoting? What are we pushing? Or we about to go into the summer. Are you releasing a summer single? What's happening?
Second quarter. All right. So right now we're finishing the second quarter, and to start off the second half of the year, there's been a lot of music that just gets created in the process, and sometimes there's a lot to manage. So right now we're rolling out 12. We're starting off with 12 weeks back to back, starting June 19th with Heartthrob, and that'll be me, Dizo, Zeus Stunner, and Hollywood Rocky. And we're gonna roll out 12 singles back to back each week, and then we have a lot more. We plan it out to hopefully looking forward to seed it out to the end of the year. Mm-hmm.
I fucks with that. I likes that. I'm still thinking about South Dakota. What was the eat in South Dakota, dog? Snow.
The snow.
What can we eat in South Dakota? Buffalo.
Yeah, deer, buffalo. Yeah, for sure.
Real shit.
Yeah.
Did you hunt out there?
I didn't, but it's definitely a popular sport out there. I never got around to it, and I grew up to. Eventually, I went on a vegan journey. But yeah,
are you still vegan now?
I'm not fully vegan no more. I eat fish now,
okay.
But yeah, I still, for the most part, if I'm trying to just make my life simple, I just go look for a plant-based restaurant. Just trying.
You're a better man than me, man. He came in with that spring water and shit. You feel me? I like that. Though. I like that. How far into your music journey until you linked up with your manager and got with Adjacent in LA?
Yeah. So I've been in LA since 2012. So it's been 13 years now. I linked with Sean Zeus Stunner. The release that's coming out June 19th. The artist on there is the one who introduced me to Sean, and That was 2023. So we're approaching the second year, and it's been great. You know, I've been a person who I feel like I always have had great ideas. Maybe not the best follow through, and if I'm just being honest with myself. So, and then a lot of that has to do with construct. My ideas are up here, so I'm just grabbing them in the present moment. So, being able to, sit down, bounce ideas back and forth, and like lay it out at the foundation so we can visually really see it. That's like the next step of this whole evolution in music business and like music journey. Yeah.
Before Sean was your manager, did you have any management?
No management. Sean and adjacent LA is my first management team. Yeah.
That's fucking. I like that. I fucks with that because they put your. I'm the same way. I need a manager in a way too because I be having all these ideas. I need to just put motherfucking like in perspective of like, yo, let's do this first, then let's do that step by step by step, brick by brick. You feel me? I'm like, I'm doing this today, then I'm doing that today. Like,
What's your zodiac sign, by the way?
I was about to ask you that, dog. I seen your fucking. I'm a Capricorn, dog. You feel me? I'm 2 days away from Aquarius, so I was about to ask you that. I'm like, you a zodiac type person. I seen your videos and showing you on social media. I was going to ask you that. What are you?
I'm an Aquarius, but I'm also like closely to the Capricorn side. I'm on the January 24th.
I'm January 18th.
Okay. Yeah. I got another homie January 18th. I don't know how deep into the astrology you've gotten, but my rising sign is a Capricorn, so like me and Capricorn relate a lot in different ways.
Oh, that's lit. That's lit. Yeah. I don't know. I gotta figure out what time I was born and all that. I don't know all that.
Oh, word. True,
I don't know. I don't know my rising sun and all that. Like when girls be asking me that shit, I'm like, shorty, I don't know. I'm like, is you trying to fucking not? I'm good. That shit's annoying. Leave me. I don't know. I don't care. That's back then. Like that's not me now. You feel me? Like it's all good though. But I see you have good bar conversations, bar etiquette. You dig? They gonna be like, oh, for real? You can tell girls back to themselves and they'll eat. You can say, here, give you the person. Here, take it. They like, that is me. Oh my gosh.
It's a good way to start the conversation.
Yes, you know me, Zaro. I fucks with that. Yeah. All right. But how do you keep your mental right though? How do you
mental right, man?
We are the last week of mental awareness month. So how do you keep your mental strong and focusing on a narrow path?
Trying to limit my giving access of my energy to the external world. That's been a huge one. I would say is learning to prioritize like really dealing with myself. And right now in the time that we're in, like for me to do that is prioritizing waking up at 5 a.m. because between 5 and 10 in the morning nobody's really up. A lot of people is not up, or they're warming up for the day. So it's like during that time I know I have that time to myself. That's my time to go to the gym. That's my time to get some coffee. That's my time to really really step into the day, because every waking day to me is like literally a new opportunity. I'm like, oh, if I really wanted to switch it up, I could,
True. I really don't answer my phone after 12.
Yeah.
If it ain't like somebody close family or like somebody part of my team, I ain't answering. Like, text me and I'll get back to you. But a phone call, nah. I need my peace. I need my energy to focus on myself. So I totally get you. I totally get that, and that's very true. 5 a.m. to like even 4 a.m. to like 10 a.m. People who's not up, you can have that time to yourself. Meditate, talk to God, talk to whoever you believe in.
Absolutely.
Write your goals down, write your finances down, write your day down. So. I totally agree with you. I fucks with that. Heavily. Let me see what else I got on my list over here for you. You dig? Oh, no, we went good. We had a very natural conversation. I likes that. All right, but I'm going to do a quick Q&A with you, all right? Sure. It's going to be this or that.
This or that.
Since I knew you was vegan, I can't do that now, all right? So would you do shrimp or octopus?
Shrimp.
Would you rather have a girl to be natural or have a BBL?
Natural.
All right. Did you like to have sex with the light on or light off?
On.
All right. Do you like artists that have their shit written down or you punch in?
Either or, to be honest. This is unique both ways.
All right. You Ableton or Logic?
Ableton.
Ooh. Okay.
Since the beginning.
All right. Are you Reposado or Blanco? And tequila.
Blanco.
We just had Reposado, so. I fucks with it. All right, Zaro, I fucks with you, dog. And I thought you wasn't gonna talk a lot when we first. You very like into yourself and quiet, and very. But I think it might be that tequila shot that warmed up, went through the blood in the veins and shit.
Holding that energy in, bro, because like. I do get drained easily from the external world, so just like learning how to like, all right, when do I need to like be up and outspoken, I really try to like save that for the right time.
I hear that. No, he says it right here for the show. You dig? Straight Out Trunk Radio. What's up? Yeah, you already know. What's a quote of affirmation you live by?
Quote of affirmation I live by. Wow. Staying present. I know I have something better, but the presence is always going to lead me to the right, to the space. I'm
learning to stay present, so that is very true. And that you got present. That is right. That is better, right there. What you just said. You feel me?
Present.
Yeah, you dig. But hey, where they follow you at? Where they get your music, and where can they buy some beats?
Yes. So I no longer am on BeatStar or SoundClick, so you guys will have to contact me. If you guys got any music y'all want to work on, please hit me up. You guys can find me at Zaro Vega, ZaroVega. Online everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, all that. And my Instagram for music is Zaro Vega, at Zaro Vega Music.
Zaro Vega in the motherfucking house, Straight Trunk Radio. It's your boy Bankhead the Name. Make sure you follow us, SODTR_ all platforms. Follow me personally, Bankhead _ the name. I said that twice. I think I did. Yep. I think I did. But it's all good. I got right out behind the motherfucking camera. Shout out Jason LA, my man Sean. Over here in the camera, to the left, to the right. You dig? Rise up, grind up, bless up. Pray for somebody than yourself. We out this time.
Thank you. Peace.